It is normal, healthy, and holy for the daughters of Israel to wish to come together to praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It is unstoppable. It will happen officially or unofficially. It has happened through time. It has always been part of the Jewish people. It is a blessing on all Israel. The awkwardness of the situation comes from a catch-22. I do not know, but I imagine that if an organization, even a youth organization, were to make an official, organized announcement that they were going to pray, male and female together, in the Western Wall Plaza, in the elevated area above the men's and women's sections, I bet that Friday night there would be police out. I bet that Friday night there would be local media. I bet that Friday night there would be people who would find the time to come and complain. At heart, the controversy is over whether Women of the Wall are a spiritual group or a political protest organization. The police react to Women of the Wall as though they are a political protest organization. Within this lens, carrying a Sefer Torah is not an act of glorifying Hashem and giving praise and thanks for the greatest gift that has ever been given to humankind. It is a political statement. It is a political statement that, if it is permitted, would represent an inconceivable victory by a political protest group over the state authority on hand. There is no respect, no element of Jewish education or respect. There is no respect for Hashem present in the act of attempting to force a Torah scroll out of someone's arms down a series of stone steps. There is no respect in attempting to force a Sefer Torah to the ground. This is inherently Shchilul Hashem. This should be inconceivable by representatives of the authority of Israel. It isn't because in their mind they are not facing Jews. They are facing a feminist fanatic French. The problem here is there are groups that speak from religious authority that say that nothing Women of the Wall does is wrong. The actions are not inherently wrong, as long as such actions are undertaken with the desire to worship. And such authorities go on to say that, and we can see that such activities are undertaken by Women of the Wall as a political statement. How do we know it's a political statement? Because when we assault them, they don't go away. Because when we assault them, the vocabulary on the Women of the Wall website becomes a vocabulary of resistance, a vocabulary of defense. And religious authorities are able to see, the motivation is to fight. The motivation is to protest. The motivation is to make a fuss. This is not for the sake of heaven. What do you do when you are a Jew praying the Jewish liturgy for reverence and love of Hashem, and you are assaulted? Is it for the sake of heaven to go home? Women of the Wall is not a political protest group. Women of the Wall is a spiritual group seeking to engage in a simple, normative practice that would take up about an hour once a month. Women of the Wall is a group that have been forced into the political field, have been forced to bring out the cameras, have been forced to call for all of the publicity they can, so that it will be witnessed that their right to worship Hashem as Jews is something they are being forced to fight for. They say of Israel that if everyone else in the Middle East laid down the guns and the rockets tomorrow, there would be peace. But if Israel were to lay down her defenses tomorrow, there would be no more Israel. If everyone else will lay down their chairs and their badges and their armed security forces next month, there will be a simple Jewish service at the holiest of Jewish places. It won't be small. By the theory that Women of the Wall is a political protest group, then it only exists because people from America, people who do not get Israeli Jewish practice, keep coming and building it up. By the idea that Women of the Wall is a political protest group, if there is no resistance, it should die away. I dare you to give that a try. Because I saw the Orthodox women, and the membership of Women of the Wall is primarily Orthodox. I saw the Orthodox women who came out to stand with other women and praise Hashem, and they left because they were frightened, because there were so many police. Jews came out to pray in Jerusalem and left because they were frightened of the police. Please think about that. I say that they know that if Women of the Wall is permitted to be simply a spiritual group, then for 1 hour on Rosh Chodesh morning, Miriam and the daughters of Israel will be reborn as 200 and 300 women will come out to sing the glory of Hashem and be a light unto the nations and a gift